On this episode of Gunslinger Firearms and Gear, Terry and I have got an assortment of shotguns out here. Most people would call these defense shotguns. Some people say home defense or perimeter defense or whatever. They're defensive type shotguns. I wouldn't call them anything that would be a hunting, shotgun per se, because the characteristics of them pertain solely to defense. We've got here a couple pump shotguns and a couple semi-automatics. I got a Winchester 1300 Defender, a Mossberg 500, a Remington 1100, and a Sega 12 gauge.
And how many rounds do each of these hold in their magazine tubes or their box magazine? Or
this one's 7+1. This one's 6+1. This one's 6+1. And this is whatever the heck kind of magazine you got for it. Anywhere from probably, 5 up to a 30-round drum?
I think they make a 3-rounder for hunting and 20 and 30-round drums for it.
Okay. So, I mean, you can make these into anything you want to make them into, but, I mean, for all intents and purposes right now, these are defensive shotguns. I'd say the parameters of some of the things that would make it that way are, you've got a stock that helps you keep the butt of the gun snug to your shoulder, gives you more control of the firearm. Extended magazines, or in the case of this one here, you have a side saddle that allows you to carry extra ammunition on board rather than having to have them loose in a pocket or a pouch or something to have extra ammunition in. This one has got the same type of stock, but it's got a single point sling. Again, allows you to still open doors, do whatever you have to do while you still can manipulate the firearm. This 1100 is also the same way with the 2-point sling, or 3-point sling actually on it. The Sega that we've got here has got a 6-position collapsible stock and of course a pistol grip on it also. All of these have a cylinder bore or an improved cylinder choke or spreader type choke that's going to increase your shot pattern versus having it small like you might with a full choke or something of the sort that would concentrate your shot to a smaller area. You're kind of want to get a minute of bad guy when you're shooting something like this.
So would you say that using a shotgun for home defense requires less precision aim if you were to have to actually use this?
I can't stand when people say that as far as you don't have to aim when you have a shotgun. Of course you've got to aim. It's irresponsible not to. And if you think that you got magical bad guy seeking pellets in any of these guns or a bad guy seeking slug, you got another thing coming. That's right. You're gonna have a dry gun, one that's not gonna go bang anymore, and you may not have hit your intended target. That's something that I always have to say. No matter what you do, responsibility of the firearm is knowing where you're shooting and having, the wherewithal of knowing where your shot is going to land.
Always be aware of your target and what lies beyond.
Absolutely. If these things can defeat drywall, you can blow studs out of a wall. They can, of course, destroy a human being. And once it leaves the barrel, that's it. You can't get it back. So I think that myth of I don't have to aim, I just point in that general direction with a shotgun is a bunch of bunk. Always be responsible in the way that you handle your firearm and in the direction in which you point it. Another thing, like Terry and I were talking about before we started this video, is a lot of these fellers that I've talked to say once someone hears that, well, they're just gonna run. Well, you know what? They wouldn't be in your home if they cared. So if they hear that sound, I don't think they're gonna run. I think if you tell them your intentions and they don't listen to you, they should hear a bang instead of a click click.
Anyone who breaks into your home while you are there, they intend to do you all the harm that they need to get what they want.
Absolutely. And that's why here in Indiana we have the castle doctrine. They enter your home without your permission. I'm not saying shoot the neighbor because they happen to come in and check on you and you happen to have your door open. I'm saying that if you know someone's not supposed to be there and you have told them to leave and they mean you harm, defend yourself. You know, by all means, defend yourself. But you know, whether or not a shotgun is the best tool to do that, that's for you to know.
Well, it's like Uncle Joe says, buy a shotgun.
Yeah, of course, though, he says take it out and shoot it up in the air.
And you don't ever want to just blindly shoot a shotgun or any other type of firearm up into the air.
Or give a warning shot. You know, that to me is one, you're going to go to jail because that's reckless discharge of a firearm. And of course, if something goes up, it must come down. So, Joe Biden, you're an idiot.
All right, we're going to go over a little bit about each one of these firearms and do some shooting with each one.
Okay, I'm going to give an overview of this Mossberg 500 and kind of what some of its attributes that it's got. It's got an ATI pistol grip buttstock, a GG&G single point sling adapter, and other than that, it's just a stock Mossberg 500. It's smooth bore with slug sights or adjustable sights on it, and you know, you have your safety on top, which was good with this gun because if you're right or left-handed, you can get to the safety. Now, with this pistol grip stock, of course you can't. There's no good way of getting to the safety with this stock on here, but at least you know what condition the gun is in right here by fire or safe. Going to shoot a few rounds. And you know, with a shotgun, of course, you're going to have increased recoil, so that's something to keep in mind. If you're a person of small stature and you're recoil sensitive, a shotgun may not be the tool for you. Let's move on to another. Okay, this is the Winchester 1300 Defender. What makes it the Defender, of course, is the elongated extended magazine and a shortened barrel with a cylinder bore choke. This one's got an ATI stock just like the Mossberg 500 did, with the addition of a side saddle so you can have an onboard reload, so to speak, if you were to run dry. Want to shoot this one too. Another note on this before I get going, the safety on this one is right here in front of the trigger, which for my hand size is perfect. Other shotguns, Remington and so on and so forth, have got it back here. It works if you've got an extended safety, but for me, I would rather have mine right here. Let's do some shooting. And that is why I like this gun. The 1300 is known for its speed of recovery to shot. The recoil actually enables the handguard or the forearm to come back between rounds. I literally can empty 7 rounds out of this as quick as you can unload 7 rounds out of a 1911. That's all well and good, and I don't know exactly if that is a good purpose or not. I mean, you've got to hit your target, which I did. You can't see that, but I did. And yeah, it's destroyed. But if you have good control and you have the environment that allows you, a shotgun's not a bad choice. But personally, I'd rather have a handgun in the instance of home defense than I would this. Something at one hand with control of this one versus something that takes 2 hands. Let's go to another one.
All right, now that we've seen a couple pump shotguns, we're going to take a look at the semi-automatics.
Okay, this is a Remington 1100. It's got several options compared to a stock Remington 1100. You've got a choke machine and tool pistol grip buttstock. You've got an extended charging handle. Got an extended magazine tube. Got a clamp with a sling swivel here and a 3-point sling. This is a smooth bore cylinder or improved cylinder barrel. This gun also has the extended safety, like I was griping about with the 870 or whatever, have not been able to get my hand to. With this, at least I can get my finger here and I can disengage the safety. As you can see from my attire, we had some technical difficulties, and well, I'm back with the 1100 and it's time to give it a shot. Being a gas-operated semi-automatic, this gun has got far less recoil than what the pump guns have. I enjoy shooting it. You know, it's still going to be heavy on the front end because of the whole length of pull issue with this stock, but it's easy to control. You know, if I had to, I could tuck it into my arm and still shoot this way if I didn't have, you know, anything as far as any kind of injury or anything with my left hand. Just going to kind of, you know, give you an idea of what that's like to shoot this way. No hand here. You know, control is still pretty good. With a gas operation and so on, yeah, I mean, you're not going to sit there and shoot 6 or 7 rounds out of a gun all the time, you know, shooting like that. But it just gives you an idea that, you know, this gun's easy to control, and I can get a full magazine out of this gun with just holding it with my my hand and under my arm. That'd be next to impossible to do with the pump gun. You'd have to switch grips and do all kinds of, like Sarah Connor stuff did in Terminator. That ain't gonna happen in the real world.
Now what I have here is a magazine-fed semi-automatic shotgun, the Sega 12. These are imported from Russia and are available in a 12 gauge, a 410, a 20 gauge, and then an assortment of rifles. This operates just like an AK. The gas system, bolt carrier, bolt group, and the safety, the trigger, everything is very, very similar to an AK-47. The bolt does not lock open on the last round.
Terry and I are both going to take 3 shots each on target. I'm going to take 3 shots with the Winchester 1300. He's going to take 3 shots with the Sega 12. We're going to fire assortment of buckshot and slug. There's a Remington TAC-8 2 3/4 inch double-aught buck, Federal tactical double-aught buck in 2 3/4 inch, and a 2 3/4 inch Remington slugger. We're going to put those rounds on target and just kind of get an idea as far as shot pattern, shot placement, and just the difference between maybe even the power as far as the rounds hitting target. As you can see, you know, the double-aught buck really hit the upper torso of the target. We've got a slug hit up here. Sorry, I'm going to take credit for it. And we got one down here. I think Terry was going, you know, to take out a manhood. But it just really does show, though, that you can get accuracy out of a shotgun at distance. I mean, this put a lot of double-aught buck pellets, you know, directly in the upper torso region. It'd been devastating if it hit someone. Shot almost exactly where I shot before. Okay, it's Terry's turn for the headshot with the Sega 12. Whoop, little low, left.
A little bit low.
Yeah, still taking out the juggler.
All right, Jeff is going to go for a headshot with the Mossberg 500.
Might have shot over it.
And the Remington 1100.
Again, almost shot exactly where I shot the others. If I'm pulling lefter, everything is shooting left. I'll blame it on the gun. After our headshot challenge there, Terry's first shot was down here, and I made my initial shot with the 1300 up here. Made another shot. This is the one with the 1100, and I didn't miss. I actually hit the target right here. So Terry took out the jugular and I took out the carotid artery. Either way, he's a dead dude.
I'm gonna see what the pattern on it looks like with birdshot from here. I'm not sure how well you can actually see this from here, but it just completely peppered the target all the way up in here, all the way down to here. Little tiny like pinholes all over it. So something I've mentioned on our Facebook page before, what about a drum dump of slugs? 20 1-ounce slugs coming out of the Sega 12. Think that did enough damage?
Terry had too much fun with his drum, so I'm going to try it with 5 shots from his Sega.
So yeah, I think 20 rounds of slugs. I think it's dead. All right, I'm going to put 5 rounds of double aught buck into it from here.
Thanks for watching Gunslinger Firearms and Gear. We had some fun today with these shotguns, putting quite a few slugs and buckshot into the target. I hope it shows you that, you know, a shotgun is a viable defense tool. It may not be for everybody, for the simple fact that some people don't have the ability to hold up a gun that's this large, or may not have the ability to control them with 2 hands. There's so many different options for defense: home defense, self-defense, whatever the case may be, and this is just one of them. As you can see, it's really effective within its range, and again, it was a fun day for us. And speaking of fun, I think Terry's going to tear the living daylights out of this target with this Sega with another drum dump. Poor dead guy.
Love it. Hey, be sure to like Gunslinger Firearms and Gear on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. Like our videos, share them, and be sure to click that subscribe button. We've got more stuff coming for you. Thanks.